Yes, it's Fly Guy for TekSushi.com, giving you another look at a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Infinite series. This is Superior Spider-Man, and he is the incarnation of Spider-Man, if you weren't aware, which is in the new versions of the comic books these days, where effectively Spider-Man actually is no more. It's Peter Parker's body, but with Doc Ock's mind. Don't ask me. It's a confusing kind of story and has had a kind of a heated debate online about the quality of the comic, but certainly the artwork is superior. But this is the figure they've made of that. We looked at the Amazing Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the last review, but this is the same packaging. We get, in fact, it might not be, it might be slightly different if I'm mistaken. Yes, it is, my bad. So there you go, the two different styles of packaging there for Superior and Amazing Spider-Man. They actually look both pretty much the same to me, but Superior Spider-Man we'll focus on right now. So nice artwork on the packaging and lots of nice little touches. You'll see the laminate there on the packaging. We get that nice shot of Superior Spider-Man. There's some yada yada text if you want to freeze it and have a read. And underneath is all the other figures that are in the Build-A-Figure collection for Spider-Man. Now every figure comes with this here, well, a part basically for the Goblin, the Green Goblin, which I'll basically show you as a figure at the end of all these reviews as a separate figure overall. Each one itself, it should be said, actually comes with a little flyer inside, which shows and tells you the parts to build a figure. I should have shown this in the first review, but look, ultimately there's no point showing you just a hand, or just a flame, or just a head. I thought it would be a little bit more sensible to show you the review for the Green Goblin at the end. So every figure so far, and I'll tell you where and when they don't come with parts, but so far every figure comes with a part for these Build-A-Figure bits and pieces. Nothing else to go on the back. So that's the packaging. Let's get a look at the figure. And unlike the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he also comes with a set of swappable hands. And these hands are slightly different. There is no fists on this Superior Spider-Man. What we get this time is swapping hands. We get basically the kind of web-slinging hand. And we get a kind of thumbs up, almost as if he's holding a rope or a vine or something. So you can see the little bit of different detail we have there. Now, one thing I should point out to you, if you've read the Superior Spider-Man, there's so many amazing Superior whatever Spider. If you've read the Superior Spider-Man, you'll notice one little thing. See the tiny little tips on the fingers? That is a little touch from the comic book. So Hasbro have done a really good job in terms of paying attention to that detail. I thought they would ignore that, but that's the kind of Doc Ock's technology at work there. There's a little bit more kind of stuff going on there. So yeah, cool little touch there, but very, very nicely done. One thing you should note is the size of this hand is very much smaller than the other figures we've had in the Marvel Legends line not that long ago. The Future Foundation Spider-Man, the Big Time Spider-Man, and the Scarlet Spider we reviewed only a couple of weeks ago. The hands on these guys were actually much, much longer, so there was a great deal of difference in the fingers, and they look kind of odd. These guys kind of rock. Here he is without more of a delay. Good looking figure. Again, it's principally the same figure in some ways as the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but obviously slight differences there in the paint scheme and some of the moulding, but it's pretty much the same figure. There's not a great deal of difference going on. Again, there's the hand that I've chosen to put on that one with the little tip touches, and he's got his thumbs up or grabbing something in that hand there. The paintwork on this one is not my favourite, has to be said. In the first reviews I've kind of shown you there is no grooviness going on here. There's no grooves where the paint is put in. It's almost painted on. And what we're tending to get here is a bit of a mess in my mind of this kind of mucking up kind of paint lines and so forth. I can't recall whether that's exactly like the comic book, whether it's a little bit more messy, but I'm not a fan of that, as to say. It's a little bit odd, and we seem to have also overlapped on the paint there just a little bit, so not so super fussed on this one, but still a very, very good figure. I should say, by the way, I bought this at DorksideToys.com. There's a link to buy them directly underneath the video. And thank God for them, because we don't even get these in Australia. And if we do, on the odd occasion, if we've got Marvel Legends that Hasbro Australia have told us about, which was last year, we got some Iron Man 2 ones, they were about $35 to $40 each. So I'm very, very grateful to the guys at DorksideToys.com. I was able to buy these in a huge case, get really cheap shipping, and vastly reduced prices than I would pay for them on eBay or anywhere else. So Plus, it means I'm going to pick up Toxin and Boomerang and all the other ones that are coming in the wave. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So as you'll see on the rest of this figure, there's not a lot going on. We don't have that nice effect that the Amazing Spider-Man had in terms of the suit with the kind of detail. This is just straight black plastic, so it makes it a little bit dull in my mind. There's not a lot of effect. There's not a great deal of extra paint going on. It's pretty much those two colours and on the eyes, and that's it. It's still a good figure, great articulation. We do have that ball joint with a hinge in the neck, you'll see. We've got the same shoulders that we've seen in the previous video, which is kind of like a pop-out shoulder section. You'll see that there. And that allows separate and extra movement on that ball joint there. So lots of ball joints and hinges and sockets going up at those shoulders. You've got a swivel bicep there too. You've got a double joint with a hinge at the elbow. And on the wrists, you've got a rotating and ball joint hinge there, which allows you to pose it in pretty much every way you can. He's also got, as you'll see, that ab crunch going on. He's also got a swivel waist. Got the ball joint with a hinge underneath in his crotch. He's also got the swivel thighs, double joints in the knees. He's got the rocking vonkles, so the ankles are absolutely rocking it all round. And of course, peg holes underneath. So a nice little touch on the shoes as well, which again is a little bit more detail to the comic, which is kind of nice. They could have been lazy and just painted them all black. So Hasbro definitely have tried with this figure. It's a great mold. I can guarantee you'll be seeing this guy again, that's for sure, for Spider-Man variations. But again, it's not as good as the Amazing Spider-Man. You've got the grooves going on in that one. You've got the suit itself. And that's about it. So it's a pretty okay figure. I'm not too fussed about it, but it's still a good Spidey, and it looks good with the collection of these Marvel Legends. 6 inches in height, a great looking figure. But I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think about this guy? Is this one your favourite? Superior Spider-Man is a particularly good comic book for you, because I'm hearing a lot of comments not too happy about it at all. FX Franz, our good buddy here on TekSushi that does their Transformers reviews for us, is kind of not so happy about Superior Spider-Man and the way it's going, but love to know your thoughts. Good character or not? Like the figure, again, love to hear your thoughts and comments. Let us know. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. You get all these reviews straight into your inbox just before anybody. And we will also have lots of other links underneath this video, not only to buy it, but as usual, I'm sure you know, to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all these other stuff, where all the guys and gals are at in TekSushi land. That's it. We'll see for another Marvel Legends review coming up right after this. Cheers.